If you ever struggle with the needs assessment, you found the right video. If you ever been in a car deal and you just wondered why you're having trouble landing a customer on the right car, well, that's because of the needs assessment. The needs assessment is one of the most important things a part of a car deal. If you don't know who I am, my name is Rashid. I train car salespeople and I also train salespeople in general. Today we're going to be talking about the needs assessment. The needs assessment is a key factor of a car deal. If you don't land them on the right car, you don't have a car deal. So over here, we're going to be talking about a little bit about my straight line sales method, because I'm going to tell you where the needs assessment follows just to prove my point. So you have a meet and greet here. You have a needs assessment. Okay, let's think about it. If you're at the needs assessment point, if you do this right, your demo will be easier because you're on the right car. You're not showing a car that's too much for them or the wrong car. And also, guess what? If your needs assessment is right, pricing becomes easier. Then you move on to the end, which is sold and delivery and asking for a referral. And that's where all of us want to get to. So today we're just going to be breaking down this needs assessment and best practices on how to be better at it, because I know a lot of people struggle with that. I did as well when I first started. So here's the thing. Needs assessment. The needs assessment is like an interview. What I mean by that is you got to interview your customer, but you don't want to make it feel like an interview. It's a conversation between you and the customer. And that's the thing. You want your customer to be your friend. You don't want them to feel like you're a salesperson, because guess what? Joe Blow down the street makes them feel like a salesperson. So you have to be different. You have to be their friend. You're going to gather a lot of rapport here, but you're also going to figure out what their hot buttons are, what vehicle they're interested in, why are they wanting the vehicle. You're going to ask some open-ended questions here that's going to land you in the right spot. So that brings me to our next point. We're going to ask them what features did they like about their current vehicle. Because listen, if you ask them what features that they liked about their current vehicle, that's going to tell you a lot about what to put them on as far as a new vehicle. If they tell you, yes, my vehicle had heated seats, I really love that. Yes, my vehicle had a sunroof, I really love that. Well, look, now you already know off the rip, their next vehicle is going to have that, because of features that they're used to already having in their previous vehicle. They're going to at least want that in their new vehicle. But that also gives you a direction, because you're like, okay, now that you said that you like heated seats and sunroof, okay, well, I kind of know what cars I have that, or what trim levels I need to be on with that. Then after that, you find out what they don't like about the vehicle, because listen, that's going to tell you a lot right there. It's going to tell you majority of what you need to know. Just asking them what they don't like about their current vehicle. If they tell you that, oh, well, they don't like how the second row had a bench seat and they wanted captain chairs. Well, that shows you, okay, now you have to have captain chair, but they'll give you little bits and pieces of what they want. Because listen, if you land on the right car, this whole sales process is going to go a lot smoother for you. Like I was mentioning earlier, it's a straight line. You want to stay on the straight line as much as possible. Sometimes you do deviate, and we all do. Sometimes we deviate from the straight line, but you need to find a way to get back on the straight line, because you're trying to get to a demonstration here. So your needs assessment, and it don't have to be drawn out. It don't have to be long, but you need to get to the point where you have all this information to land on the right vehicle. Because my whole thing with this sales process is you want to be quick and efficient. Yes, you want to gather as much information as possible, but you want to be quick and efficient. Because listen, Joe Blow down the street is taking 7 hours all day. You in the dealership from for 8:30 in the morning to about 4 o'clock. That's almost a shift in there, just getting stuff done, because you got to show 2 or 3 different vehicles. No, we're going to do this right the first time. We're going to land the right vehicle the first time, and we're going to get them in, out, and have them happy. This is a great time to ask about their trade-in vehicle. So if they're trading, you can ask them questions like, are you switching your vehicle over today? Are you planning on keeping your vehicle? Stuff like that will give you a lot of guidance on what they plan on doing with their vehicle, because you need to go ahead and get that information up front. You need to figure out their payoff, who's it financed with, all that good stuff, and also get some good information about the condition of the vehicle. I work at a dealership to where you don't have to appraise the vehicles yourself, so you just need to get as much information as possible to get your used car manager, give some insight when he goes out there, because if you help them, they help you. So I feel like the best way to do that is, just ask them questions. What's the condition of the vehicle? Is anything wrong with it? Different things like that. How's the vehicle titled? Because you can put their name in the system the way it's supposed to be. That'll help your finance guys out. So everything we're doing here, we're trying to be very quick and efficient, but we're also trying to help all the other moving parts along the way. Because listen, you help all the moving parts, they're going to take care of you. Because I'm like, oh, he handles himself. He knows what he's doing, or she. You know what you're doing. And that looks really good to a manager and stuff like that, that you're doing that. And that's how you go from being a average 8 to 9 car guy to going to being a 15 car guy, 20 car guy, 30 car guy. That's going to set you apart. You have to be, everything has to be tight in your process. So I'm teaching you all how to get tight in your process. Listen, find out the payoff, find out the status of the vehicle and all that. Then after that, you're going to ask them what features would they like in their new vehicle. And listen to what I tell you about that when you ask that question. When you ask that question, you're going to let them talk. You're not going to interject. If they tell you, well, in my next vehicle, I want cool seats and a sunroof, wireless phone charger. If they just say that, you better not. I don't want to catch any of y'all adding stuff to this. Oh, but do you need second row heated seats? Do you need third row heated seats? Do you need all weather tech mat? Stop adding stuff, because when you start adding stuff, now you're essentially bumping them up trims that you didn't have to. And then you get to the point to where, remember I told y'all, straight line here, you would do a demo on it, but when you get to the pricing part, it's hard because they wasn't planning on spending that much money. Also, in the needs assessment, don't feel afraid to ask them their budget. It's okay. Don't be scared about that question. A lot of salespeople are scared to ask them that question. Like, ask them, like, what's your budget? And they'll tell you, hey, well, ideally, I wanted to get something around this and that. Because that also tells you a lot, too, because they tell you their budget, and you kind of figure that out. You'll be able to put them on the right car, and the price won't be an issue. I'm trying to help y'all where y'all go from here to here. You go from the needs assessment to the pricing part. I'm trying to help y'all be as thorough as possible so you don't run into unnecessary objections that you created, because you can create your own objections. I'm sorry to tell y'all that, but you can create your own objections. And some salespeople do that and they don't realize that they're doing that, but they're creating their own objections along the way. You don't have to do that. But listen, if you do this thing all the right way, you won't create no objections. You'll be okay. Now, yes, everybody's not going to buy. I'm going to sit here and tell you that. Everybody is not going to buy the first time. We're in a new generation. A lot of people are younger. A lot of people are smarter. They're not going to buy on the first time all the time, and that's okay. But you have to be prepared and do everything. You are an information specialist. Your goal is to give your customers all the information they need to make an informed buying decision. And through that process, if you do the right thing, they will choose you. Once you find that vehicle that fits the criteria, this is what you do. Any person in sales will tell you this. You find the cheapest model. And not saying nothing crazy, but listen, just find the cheapest model with those features that they ask for and bring that up. Don't bring up the top trim, because I'm going to tell y'all the secret. Once you're too high, it's hard to walk them down. But when you start low, you can always bump up. So, and let them do that. Let them do that. When you're out there, you pull up a car and they say, hey, well, I don't like that this one has cloth seats. I want a leather seat. Okay, well, you can bump them up then. But let them, if they didn't mention leather seats up front, show them one with cloth seats. It's okay, because they might like it. A lot of these cars have a lot of tech in it. No matter what manufacturer you're working for, a lot of these cars have a lot of tech in it. And who are you to tell somebody what will be loaded to them? Because everybody, the fully loaded term, I really don't like that term, because a lot of people use that term like, just throw it out. I want a fully loaded car. Well, what's fully loaded to one person might be fully loaded to a different person a different way. Like, to me, fully loaded is heated and ventilated seats. I don't need all the panoramic sunroofs and all that. That's how I feel. And somebody else might think completely differently than me, but that's a part of it. And you don't want to hurt yourself in this sales process, guys. I don't want you all to go out there and hurt yourself and then you're looking crazy when you don't get the sale at the end. But that's because you're creating things that block you from moving across the straight line. Also, during this process, just find as many hot points as you can. Be aware of the customer's hot points. They'll tell you there's certain things that are non-negotiables, and they'll tell you those. And listen, when you get to the demonstration, you kept that in mind. So then now you know to touch on that in the demonstration, but we're not going to talk about that today. That's a whole nother video. And y'all stay tuned on my channel. If you're really liking this content, make sure you subscribe because we're going to be talking about that in more full depth. Also, you need to build rapport with the customer while you're doing the needs assessment. Like I was telling you all, you need to make this needs assessment feel like a conversation. You do not need to make it feel like a sales pitch. You need to make it feel like a conversation, because the more it feels like a conversation, the more they will trust you. We all heard the phrase, people buy from who? People that they like. But if you keep trying to just do a straight sales pitch to them, they're not going to buy from you. That's my problem with a lot of different sales training, is they like to try to teach you on how to sales pitch. No, it's conversation. All sales is a conversation. You know how to talk to people. We all do. And it's all inside of us. You got to bring it out. And it's a skill that we can all work on and get better. But that's what you need to do in a needs assessment. That's pretty much a full-fledged breakdown. You need to make a friend during this need assessment. You need to move along this straight line. You need to find out what their hot buttons, find out what feature you're looking for, find out about their vehicle, find out all this information, because information is going to lead you to a great demonstration and it's going to lead you to a sale at the end. Listen, if you like my content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out a ton. If there's anything else you want me to touch on, just let me know down below in the comments. I really would appreciate that. Also, the deal room has opened up. That's my community where we do sales training extensively. It's my Discord community. You can get on there. The link is in the description. It's free. We do have a paid version, but we do have a free version. And we all get in there and we talk, and we bounce ideas off of each other, objections, and all that kind of stuff, and weekly calls and all that. We do all that good stuff in there. And if you like the content, I would love for y'all to come over there and check it out there. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope this brought some clarity to you on the needs assessment. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.